Okay, well, it's Wednesday around noon. I guess I got the bike done as far as I'm going to go with it right now. A couple of small minor things, getting some new screws to match and stuff like that. Um, this past spring, late winter, um, I had made a comment in, I guess, one of my videos. I can't seem to find it, but I was going to paint the parts of the bike myself, and I struggle with this kind of stuff. I don't enjoy it. And there's mushrooms all over the ground here. Anyway, Dan Love, aka Busman54, said to ship the stuff over to him and that he would do the work, no charge to me. And um, I tried to make a video when I got the stuff. I kept getting choked up. And anyway, I don't know what to say except for here's the video. August 14th, and I get these packages and I'm thinking, what in the world did I order? And then as I sat this package down, I realized I didn't order this. I know what it is. Well, here's the first box. Boy, I think I'm gonna have to go in the house, more than likely. All right, it's a dark and dingy day. I got one light on. We'll start with this one. Packaged very nicely, I might add. There she is. Yes, sir. And all these other parts that I need to get opened, which I'm not going to do right now, I don't think. And for you folks that may not know the story behind this, when I was 6 years old in 1974, no, I was born in 66, so 72. Yeah, 1972. My dad bought this 68 Harley Sprint, so it was 4 years old when he bought it. He had a 64, and it had a blown engine, so he was asking around the shop. He worked at Buick. If any of his buddies knew anyone that had a Harley engine he could buy, and one guy had told him that he knew where the whole bike was because the guy was going into the military. It seemed like he was drafted, I think. Were they drafting in 72? I don't know. Anyways, he went into the military, had to sell the bike. And so it was over at his dad's house. and my dad went over there, paid $250, I think it was, for the bike. It's a 1968 Harley Davidson Sprint SS, and it's a 250. I'm not sure if the guy he bought it from was the original owner, but only 4 years old, and there was already like 5 coats of paint on there, I think it was, and then my dad painted it. I don't know what was wrong with the guy. Why would you paint a motorcycle that many times in 4 years from being brand new? I don't know, but he did, and one of those colors might have been a primer. Anyways, don't matter. And my dad put it in the trunk of his car and brought it home. Now, the 2 cars we had back then was an AMC Rebel, which was my mom's, and I wish we still had that car. And then my dad had a 67, 68, or 69 Pontiac Le Mans. Don't remember the year exactly. He put it in the trunk of the car. Now, this past winter, when I was wanting to tear this bike down, I was going to put it in the basement. And would you know, Junior and I could not even lift up the front of the motorcycle to get it on that first step. How did my dad and this other guy get it into the trunk is beyond me. I don't know, that cracks me up. I'm going to have to ask my dad a little bit more details about that. So, last winter I was working on the tank because it was gunked up so bad that the petcock was clogged all the way. You couldn't squeeze a drizzle of anything through it, let alone a blast of air. I had troubles locating another one, which I never did. I had this one soaking in some penetrating oil, and not every time I'd sit down at my desk down there. Frequently I would pick it up and just mess around with it. And one time I did, the pickup tube was a little loose, so I kept picking away. I took it apart, rebuilt the whole thing, and I think it's working. So I was cleaning the tank, lots of crud in there. I put some nuts in there and shook it around with some vinegar. I used muriatic acid. I used all kinds of stuff in there. Phosphoric acid. Stripped down the outside. I put phosphoric acid on the outside. And that, I left it dry on there because it creates a protective barrier. And I don't know if Dan had to remove that sandblast. I don't know what he did concerning that, but that method works. And there was a couple of major dents in the front of the tank, and then some minor ones. And I was looking up YouTube videos on how to paint with spray cans and make it look, professional. And there are guys out there that had some good videos on that. And I finally, I said, I'm not going to mess around with this too much. I'm just going to paint it and get it over with. I'm going to look up that clip from that video and then show you Dan's comment. I don't know if anybody seen his comment, but I did. Because he said, if you will ship the stuff to me that you want painted, obviously not the frame, and he will paint it at no cost. I had made a cane for Dan, I don't know how long ago it's been now, and he uses it frequently. And because of that, he offered to do this for me. Thanks again, Dan. I can't wait to show my dad and my mom I get out there and I'm going to start getting this thing put together. I got to watch my video on how I took it apart first, because I kind of got to go in reverse order, and I don't even know. That's been so long ago now, over half a year, I think. Yeah. Well, I don't want to make this video too long, and it's going to be. So you're going to have to make some popcorn and get you some soda or whatever you drink with your popcorn. And I hope you enjoy it. Well, I'm getting started on this, and I've been procrastinating because I just got it in my head that I don't remember how stuff goes. And I know what's going to happen is I'll get halfway done and then realize I got to tear it halfway apart because this part has to go on first. So here we go. The last thing I remember doing in my video that I made was removing that rear fender, so that's what I'm putting on first. And I know that the wiring that went back there was totally wasted, so I pulled out some new wire that I salvaged from an old washer. And so I got a brown and a blue, and it's coming over here to a brown and a blue. And I put some male and female connectors on there, and I figured, you know, people repaint their bikes. Might as well make it easy, so you can just disconnect the wires without having to cut them. And I got to remember where. Well, I think I know my pile of screws and stuff are in there, in a bag. Hopefully, it's self-explanatory. Explanatory, like planets. Planetary. Explanatory. Explain to me. I don't know if these shocks are good or bad. I think they're good. But somebody painted them. And I don't like detailing stuff. And to get that black off there, I just figure, you know, maybe someday that kid can do it when it's his bike. I pointed this out before. My grandpa welded this on when I was a boy. I remember him doing it, and it's just gobbed down there. And I thought about taking it off if it was damaging the structure of the bike. Like if it was rusting in through there, I would do it right now, but it's not. And wanting to give the kids rides, I'm just going to leave those foot pegs on there and deal with it another time. I shall continue on. Well, I'm going to quit for tonight. It's hard to see out here even with lights on because I don't have adequate lighting, so, and it's hot. I got the fender on. But you know what I should have done before I put it on? Is put the taillight assembly on there. I think I can do it like that. There should be enough room, but I have to get all the parts out and see. So there's the end of the first night and stuff. Saturday, August 17th. Today, I cleaned and painted the coil and picked up some new hardware for it. The voltage regulator, I took the cap off there and cleaned it. And it's a good thing I did because there's actually a rust hole in one of these top corners over here at this end. You see that flat spot? I mixed up some JB Weld, put a piece of black electrical tape on the outside, put the schmooey on the inside, and she's good to go. One of these sides had purple paint on it, the other side didn't. so I cleaned that up. The horn, this had paint on top of it and revealed the Bosch logo when I took the paint off. So I just clear coated it and painted the back. And come Monday, I can put that stuff on. What that goes to? Oh, right there. And these go to this. So I better put those on there so that I don't lose them. And that's where we're at the close of the day. I hope you're having a good weekend, and we'll see you. All right, it's Monday evening, and I lost some parts. I don't know how I did it. One part is a big deal that I can get around, but I lost a couple of nuts that go, this has two bolts, studs that are connected right to the cup part, and they go into this part. And the two nuts that hold that on there, lost them. Don't know. But I checked my supplies. I had a couple in the bucket, so got around that. The part that matters is this piece here. You'll see I had to make that one. And the one that's missing is thicker metal than that. And it's probably more for stability than anything. I don't know what I did with it. I emailed Dan, and he said he remembered seeing the imprint of that on the fender, but he never seen any part. And I'm thinking that I didn't even send it because you're not gonna see it, so I figured that I'll clean it up and spray paint it myself. I don't know what I did with it. And there inside here is a metal clip, and I suppose just to make it easy to describe, it's kind of a funny horseshoe shaped deal, but it's a metal wire clip that pushes down this here plastic to shine down on the license plate. There is a metal clip that you push on there, and then it snaps into place up here. It just puts pressure down on that because they didn't make any other way to hold that in there. I seen that metal clip. What is that? What is that for? Well, when I placed this piece in there and I put the lens cover on, then it dawned on me what that was for. And this is an original screw here, and there was one missing on this side, and Dad had electrical tape around there. So I'm gonna have to go to the hardware store tomorrow because I don't have anything in my box of screws that's gonna work. This will work temporarily, but I'm pretty sure it will vibrate its way out. This part's broken. I wish I could replace it. If you buy this whole thing, I seen the new old stock one online, and they wanted $400 or $500 is all they wanted for it. But that had the gauges, everything. On eBay right now, there's like for $60 to $80. I don't remember what it is. You just get this aluminum piece here, and these two lights here. And then you gotta put your own gauges in there, which I have. But I don't have the money for that, so I'm just not gonna be able to do it. I'm getting closer. It's really bugging me though, what I did with that piece there. And I think that probably when I get everything all put together, I'm gonna find it. And this is not fun. The license plate bracket is also a backing plate. You can see right there, there's a gap. I don't know how to get around that. It must have been there before because I didn't bend anything out of shape. And so we're making progress. I got to get the side compartments on. I'm not touching that until tomorrow. So I probably will not work on the headlamp until tomorrow. And I'm calling it a night. Oh, what a night. I also didn't bother to record what these are for or how these parts go, because I get it in my head that I'll remember. Oh, some things, Ron, it's easy to remember. Don't worry about it. Well, I think I have this figured out. That cup shape washer and this one. This one goes under there, and the other cupped one goes on there. So that one goes on top, this one goes underneath that thing over there, and then this one I believe goes on there. Stick this through here, and this one up there, and screw it on. And then I wonder what those go to. Must go to that. Where would those go? Oh, I wish this was done. Okay, now I'm calling it a night. Well, I found out what those were for. And I gotta take that all apart, because these are not supposed to be sticking out the back. And these two screws are for these wires, which stay in there. And I found out what these two clips are for. These go through the back of that bezel. The clips hold this in place, and then those wires get screwed to that. So I need to take that apart. Then I need to mount the bezel to the bike. Then put those wires through the hole, put the clips on. We'll find out tomorrow. Headlamp is on. It looks like it's aimed down too much, but we'll fix that at another night. Now I'm going to take the cover off the horn and turn it. And it doesn't matter, I know, but I want to read Bosch up here. And you know the gas tank's probably going to cover that anyway. Maybe I won't do it. I don't know. On to the side compartments. I'm going to do the other side first because that'd be the easy one. This one is for the battery, so I'll have to do a little bit of wiring. Yeah, it's just past my lunch time on Tuesday. I've got the side compartments on. Just one problem with that one. The mice had gotten into that compartment, and you know, their mess rusted out the backside of the compartment, and also the little stud on the backside of that badge is corroded and ate up a lot of the aluminum. So I cannot get a push clip to stay on there. I'm going to have to be in search of another Sprint badge. This side's on. And I had to make a knob. I don't remember if that knob broke or what the deal is. I know that when I sent this one off to Dan, I left that knob on there and he shipped it back, but I know the other one I had taken it off. But what I don't remember is if it was a knob like this or if that one had broke and I had to use something else. I don't know. I've got a bolt in there. I don't know. I need to be looking for some parts. What is next? I need the front fender. That is not going to be fun. That's going to be a big job. And the gas tank. I think that I'm ready for the gas tank, but I'm going to hold off on that and probably do that last.